Harris County 911. What's the location of your emergency?
I just killed my sister. Oh my God.
Tell me what your name is.
Benjamin Elliot.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I thought it was a dream. I took my knife and I stabbed her. Please, I don't want her to die. I'm sorry.
How old is she?
17. We're twins.
Is she awake?
Yes. She's like barely alive.
Is there anyone else there in the house with you?
There is. It's my parents, but they're asleep.
Okay, I need you to go wake them up.
Mom! Dad!
We're gonna have to start CPR right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Keep cupping her chest, just like that, okay?
What's going on? I can't think. I'm so sorry. You what?
Okay, slow down a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.
You know how twins are very telepathic and very close. Then imagine a 17-year-old boy placing a very devastating call to the police, telling them that he sleepwalked into his twin sister's room and stabbed her multiple times. And while they were asking him why, what happened, he said that he was dreaming that he dreamt that he was stabbing his sister. Then he woke up abruptly and found himself actually stabbing his sister in real life. So he had to place that call to the police. He was telling the police that they should come, that he just stabbed his sister, that he feels that he has killed his sister, that they should just come to his aid. The police officer on the other line was telling him to try to give the sister CPR and then try to wake up his parents. Has he woken his parents? He said no, he has not. Nobody knew that something like that had happened. Then they told him to go and wake up his parents and then tell him what is happening so that they will help him, because he was just performing this CPR alone. And when the police actually got to his residence, they found him on the bed actively doing CPR on the sister. And then the police checked on the sister and found out that she's dead already. So they were just concentrating on arresting this boy, then and taking him out of the house. So the parents, they just woke up. They were in shock. They don't know what was happening. So they were just like, what's happening? What happened? The father, if you watch the video, the father was actually telling the police, telling the wife. They said he had killed her. They said he killed her. He stabbed her. So there was a lot of confusion going around. This was 4:40 in the morning. So this boy, they took him to the police station and they were interrogating him. His demeanor on the interview, he was relaxed, kind of, and he was answering their questions and trying to like deviate the questions to his SAT that he was supposed to have the Friday of that week, that he was supposed to have SATs, and he was supposed to go for lessons for it and stuff like that. He was just trying to move away from the question. Though he will answer their question, they will ask him what happened. He said he was sleepwalking, was dreaming, and that he just woke up and found out that he had stabbed his sister repeatedly. So the police, they were also confused because this is not common. It's not common that someone would say that he was unconscious, that he was sleepwalking while committing a murder. So they were asking him questions and he was answering them, and sometimes he would try to deviate from there and ask them, what of Megan, my sister, because the sister's name is Megan and this is Benjamin Elliot. So he will ask the police, sister, hope she's getting hope she's receiving medical attention. Is she getting better? The police didn't want to tell him that his sister is already dead because they don't want him to stop talking. They wanted him to like tell them why he did what he did. But he was answering them, but to him, he felt that he doesn't have any motive for doing what he did. He just sleepwalked into his sister's room and stabbed her. That was how the interrogation was going, and his demeanor, he was just very calm, and he didn't look like someone that had actually killed his sister. Then when they eventually told him that Megan is dead, to know his reaction, he just said, and continued talking. So he was not, to them, it was not as if he felt so much remorse or felt like, they just told you, like someone that you just told that his sister had just died. He didn't behave like someone that is mourning or something like that. His behavior was just so passive. The police arrested him, and his parents, when this thing happened that day, they were able to call one of their friends who is a lawyer and ask her for advice, because this is a very unique case. They are the parents of the deceased, and they are also the parents of the perpetrator. So they were really confused. They were running around trying to organize a funeral for the twin sister Megan, and then trying to help their son that is in the police station. So welcome back to my channel. Today is a very big one. We are talking about sleepwalking and parasomnias. It can be very confusing and all of that, but please just listen and let's just dive into it. And my name is Linda Camara. You're on Crime Stories with Linda. If you've not subscribed, please just subscribe. I've been on 25 subscribers for the past for the past 3 months. So please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that anytime I post, you'll be able to see it. Thank you very much. So let's continue with the case. This is the story of Benjamin Elliot. So he was 17 years as at the time of this crime. So he had a twin sister, Megan, and they have an older sister, Elizabeth. So Elizabeth had gone to college, and these two teenagers living with their parents, they were preparing for their SATs to go to college maybe the next year. So on the wee hours of September 29th, Benjamin sleepwalked, claimed that he walked into his sister's room and murdered her. So that's the case that we're handling today. Case was just so it was just so confusing generally. The parents of Benjamin had to get a sleep specialist for him to conduct a survey to know what really happened. Whether why is he lying? Is he telling a fib? Did he actually sleepwalk into his sister's room to murder her? So they just wanted to they were able to get their friend who is a sleep psychologist, and the sleep psychologist was able to do a study on Benjamin. And according to him, he said that Benjamin could fall asleep within few minutes of sleeping, of going into sleep. Like he could fall asleep, and then his brain, he can actually have a full conversation while sleeping, and he was unconscious that he was having full on conversations while sleeping, that his brain was working as if he was sleepwalking, so that the brain activity was just like that. The prosecutors also brought their own sleep specialists who also tested Benjamin, and they said that it would be very very hard for someone that had been sleepwalking before to go violent during the sleepwalking, to just go from zero, not being violent, to being very violent to the extent of murdering someone. Like, it would be very hard for someone to do that, and for a sleepwalker, unless someone like intercepted him while he was sleepwalking, then maybe we will say he will become violent while sleepwalking. But this one now, nobody intercepted him, nobody stopped him. It's not as if he was going to the room and met Megan and then attacked her, but nothing like that. So there is no way for him to go from not being violent to being very extremely violent. So go from 0 to 100. That is very very impossible. He fell asleep very 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 fast, according to him too, but that it's hard to believe that he actually did this while he was sleepwalking. The police were unable to find any motive, because anybody they could interview about this case told them that Megan and Benjamin, that they were very close, that is like a protector of Megan, that anytime, even in school, anytime that she has like anything with anybody, that Benjamin will just come up and protect her. Now they don't have any problems. There was no motive for him to murder her. So they could not find any motive. Even the prosecutors, it was hard for them to find motive for this murder. They were not unable to find it. Then, according to their family history, they had like cousins, grand aunties and aunties and uncles that had this sleep disorder of sleepwalking. Benjamin's father had a sleep disorder of sleepwalking. The Benjamin, when he was 11 years old, he actually sleepwalked. One of his friends spent the night in their house and witnessed Benjamin sleepwalking sleepwalking that night. That Benjamin was able to wake up from the bed, go to the kitchen, get donuts, and was eating donuts. When he came to meet him, and he felt that he was awake. He met him and talked and was talking with him. He was responding, and then until he tapped him, and then he woke up and told him that this is very weird. That he just that he didn't know that all these things were happening. That he dreamt where he was eating a donut and just woke up and found himself eating donuts. That this is very very weird. So his friend was able to testify that he knows that Benjamin sleepwalks. So it was very, very weird. So during the trial, the prosecutor that actually handled this case said she sleepwalks. Some of the jurors are also sleepwalkers, and some of them had like friend family that also sleepwalk. So he had to be tried by a jury of his peers. So they brought in different people that sleepwalks and people that are related to people that sleepwalk. So they were the ones that were his juror. So during the trial, it was a very very hard case for the defense to defend, because how defend someone that said he committed a murder while being unconscious? It was very hard for them to defend. Even the sleep specialist was there. They were asking him. He was able to tell them that Benjamin falls asleep very fast and all of that. But the prosecutors were able to get the phone records of Benjamin, and according to them, Benjamin was actively on social media, on Reddit and YouTube around 20 minutes before his sister. That he was on social media 20 minutes before he stabbed his sister. So it was hard for them to prove that Benjamin was only sleeping for 20 minutes before he murdered his sister. How deep can he be sleeping for just 20 minutes to be able to wake up, walk from his room to another room? They said he took 8 steps to another room and then murdered his sister for just sleeping for 20 minutes. So it was very hard for the defense to defend him. Closing my argument after the deliberation and everything, she just said that everyone in that court just came around to defend Benjamin who murdered Megan, but there was nobody in the court for Megan. And this thing actually pained Benjamin's family, because they felt that she was just outrightly attacking them and making them feel bad for what is happening. That the perpetrator of this crime is from their family, and the child that died is also from their family. So they were rallying around for their child who they believe committed this murder accidentally. So, and they're also mourning the one that had died. So what was she expecting from them? So they felt that it was very, very insensitive for her to say all of that. And that was her closing argument. So she made sure that she waited for that particular moment to say that. And they felt that that was part of the reasons why the jurors were swayed, because they felt that what the lady did was very, very uncalled for. And the lady was kept saying that she all her children sleepwalks. She too she sleepwalks. That she has never been violent sleepwalking. That it is damn near impossible for a sleepwalker to commit violence or active murder when he or she is sleepwalking. It was just a confusing. It also made a case that The knife was given to Benjamin by his father some days before this murder. Then the knife was inside a sheath. So trying to murder someone when he was sleeping, he wouldn't have had the sense to unsheath the knife and then use it to commit murder. No, that even if he conscious, maybe he would have used the sheet with the knife inside it to perform the murder, but at least it will not be so, the wound will not be so devastating as to like kill be able to kill somebody. But he was able to remove the knife from the sheath and then perform this murder, so that there is no way for someone that is unconscious to do all of that while being unconscious, then within 20 minutes of just sleeping, that is just very, very impossible. For Benjamin's dad, he's a collector of knives. They stay in Texas, and they are outdoor people. They hunt, they do all of that. So the dad felt guilt that he felt guilty that maybe because he collect knife, that was why. And why did he even give Benjamin that knife? That he shouldn't have given Benjamin the knife. That assuming he didn't give him this knife, that maybe Megan will be with them today. So he felt so guilty. It happened this year, February 25th. The trial started February of this year. So, and a lot of deliberations. It was just a very hard case. I'll continue saying that because this person said he was unconscious. How can you? I don't know the science behind that. I don't know. I've not seen people. I don't sleepwalk. I've not had encounter with people that sleepwalk, but I've seen sleep talkers. I know that people talk when they sleep, and I know that people sleepwalk too. But for them to go to the extent of murdering someone, and you know that he just stabbed her once, he stabbed her multiple times. So, and on the neck, it was just a devastating thing. And it was the way it is just hard for the prosecutors. They could not place their hands on any motive. There was no motive for this crime because everyone testified, even his aunties, his uncles, his relatives just came. They came to support him, and they testified. His friend testified that he is a sleepwalker. They testified that their family has a history of sleepwalking. The sleep analyst testified that he falls asleep very, very fast, very, very quickly. That he falls asleep very fast. So it was just so hard for anyone to know what to say. It was just so hard. After much deliberations by the jury, they came to this verdict that Benjamin is guilty, and they also begged the judge to reduce his sentence instead of giving him, like, he was charged with first degree murder. Instead of giving him like life imprisonment and stuff like that without parole, or life imprisonment with parole after 30 years and all of that, they gave him 15 years imprisonment. Then he will be due for parole in 2032. So that was the case of Benjamin Elliot. What do you think about this case? Is it possible for someone to sleepwalk? Do you think he's guilty? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Please drop your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. Do you know a sleepwalker? Do you sleepwalk? Have you had encounters with sleepwalking? So let's talk about it on this comment section. So what do you think? Do you think he actually did this? Do you think he actually committed this murder? What do you think? And a lot of people were saying a lot of things about his parents, that they were supporting him, and that his parents were also acting very suspiciously, that they were they were able to call the lawyer almost immediately after they told him that their son committed murder against their daughter. That they called lawyer. They were just protecting, and people were saying that the police said that they were not really coming with the police, that that they didn't leave their house for the police to search and all of that. But according to them, they said they gave the keys to their lawyer, who is their friend, to help them give to assist the police in any way they can, because they had to like leave the house and then try to go to somewhere else to like forget about what is happening at the moment. So they were trying to organize this funeral. They were trying to like try to take their minds out of uh, off of the things, because staying in that place would be just so hard for them. But the netizens, they were just saying that the family, they are just weird, and that they are acting suspicious, and why are they not cooperating with the police and all of that. In the interview with 44 also said that they believe their child, they believe Benjamin, because they have seen him sleepwalk. So they know that he will not kill his sister, because they know how close they were. So that is not possible for him to do it intentionally. That maybe that it's possible that he was asleep when this thing happened. They believe their child. So one these things made people continue to say that his parents are acting weird, and that they believe that maybe the parents have. And I think the way it was going, the way the netizens are talking, they are just trying to, I don't know, but I don't see why they will have to like support their son if their son actually intentionally murdered their daughter. So people are saying that maybe they are trying to protect him because they've lost one. They don't also want to lose the other one. But this particular family now has lost one to death and lost one to prison. Later had when he was in prison, he said that he doesn't feel that he's the one, that he doesn't feel that he should be held accountable for this crime. That he doesn't feel that he should be in prison for this crime, because that he felt that this was an accident, and that it should have been treated like an accidental murder. But now he is in prison. So the interviewer was asking him, but don't you feel some type of way that you murdered your sister? He said he feels it. He knows that he did that. He knows that because of him, his sister is no longer here. But he shouldn't be branded a murderer for that, because this was an accident, and that was it. Even when he made that call, when the police were asking him questions, he was asking them, have they never fallen fallen asleep to the extent that they had dreams that were like so clear, as if it was happening in real life. Then you wake up and find out that it was a dream. Now that's the kind of dream that he had, and that was what happened to him on that day. So it's just a very, very devastating case that affected a family, very close knit family, and that they will never forget. They will never forget for the rest of their life. This will just change the dynamic of that family. Their son is in prison when he should have been in the university by now, or maybe even graduating, because this happened 2021. He would have just been in school now, and with the sister, they would have just been in school. Don't know why this thing happened, and the parents didn't even take it seriously too serious the first time it happened. They felt that is sleepwalking, because almost all of them has parasomnia is sleep disorder. Almost all of them had, so they were laughing at him that he sleepwalked. So they didn't know that it will eventually lead to something very violent like this, and this is the outcome of it. And now Megan had died, and now their son is paying the price in prison. So it's just so heartbreaking. And what are your thoughts? Do you think Benjamin actually committed this crime intentionally, or do you think he was just a victim of his sleepwalking sickness? But let me hear your thoughts. Drop your thoughts on the comment section and let's talk. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. And please like, comment, and share. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.